Okay, and now the second big problem in the world that I will try to offer solutions for is trying to unite people more instead of dividing people. There has been, like never before, a division among people around the world. And it's actually pretty simple to solve this if you look at the source of the problem. And the source of the problem is that there are credible sources of information that provide a completely different and opposite view of the same thing. Okay, and that's very confusing for people. You can have a scientist or a professor saying this, and then you can have another scientist or professor saying something completely different. Okay, and that's confusing for people. This is something I've been following for a while. So me as a former student of science, I follow scientists on social media. And there are different kinds of views among all different topics, okay? And a lot of these views can be documented and proven, okay? So the solution would be to create an international conference where you invite people from all around the world, experts, academics, and entrepreneurs, to debate each of the big problems and topics in the world, okay? So for every problem, there should be one scientist that say one thing, and then if it's possible to find another top PhD level professor, scientist that says the opposite thing, well then bring him in, and then put it on TV, put it on social media live stream, so there's an open debate, and that way people will get a more nuanced picture of how the world works. Right now, most people, they have an opinion that's more like black and white. And because of the black and white nature of people's opinion, it makes people think, oh, these people are bad or they're stupid. They think the opposite. But what you really lack is nuance if you have this kind of mindset. I can look at a person that has the exact opposite view of myself, and I can think, honestly, I totally understand the logic that you base your opinion on, and I respect your opinion. But since I have several more pieces of information to this topic, I have a different opinion, and I'm sure I can explain it to you. And then there's an open debate going on, and if this debate goes on for long enough, you will end up with people being more united and understanding each other, instead of this black and white, unnuanced picture where there's a lot of hatred. And a major problem is that at the moment, there's only one major international conference where all the billionaires, there's about 3,500 billionaires, top media people, all big corporation owners and CEOs, and also people from government, they fly in every year in Switzerland, and they have a big conference. And at this conference, they usually promote one view of things, and that's their own solution to all these problems we face in the world. And there's scientists in every country of the world that are professors. I could name them by name and profession if I wanted, that have been working their whole life and career, like over 30 years, in just one field, and they can offer solutions and opinions that are different than the scientists that they, cherry pick to speak at these current top WEF conferences that we are seeing take place every year, as you probably know, in Switzerland. And actually there is a time and place for keeping a narrow-minded view and limited points of view, and that is when there's an emergency. So there's something called emergency law. It's international legal terms. So in international legal terms, if there's emergency law in a crisis, war, or flooding or something, it's useful that in these cases the media is not allowed to bring conflicting views to the public. They are supposed to stick to one story, okay, under emergency law. And that is a benefit in some cases. So if there's a flooding or something, then the newspaper have to say, this is how you run away from the flooding. And you cannot have the newspaper, of course, say, oh, you can run the opposite way and then you run into the floods, right? And drown. So that's how it can make sense to have a limitation on information, right? But as of now, as things are, there's just simply too many thousands of people, even signing declarations, like the Great Barrington Declaration. They sign that they do not agree with the current actions that are being taken to solve the problems. So as a result, if we implement this new type of open conference with opposite views, open debate, full transparency, full broadcasting constantly. They cannot go into closed rooms and talk to business people that are very rich and shape their opinion and stuff like that. So if there's full transparency and the open debate, it's going to result in people being more united, because people will have a nuanced understanding of the worlds of the problem. Probably there will also be more and better solutions to the actual problems. And people will realize that, hey, these other people that I thought were bad and stupid earlier because they thought something different than me, they're actually good people just like myself that just wishes the best for the world. So that's a really nice and warm feeling to think about, I would say, that actually the world is full of good people that wishes the best for the world, but because the information sources are so messed up and one-sided, then people, they seek information from different sources, and both of them have very professional, trustworthy sources, I should mention, and make that very clear. But the end result could be more unity by mutual understanding and openness, and more high quality nuanced information being broadcasted from a real proper debate internationally at a conference physically. And also, like, coming from the academic world, let's not forget one final thing, and that is, whenever you do a scientific study and you read a scientific study and make an opinion based on it, the first thing you should look at is who has funded the study. Where does the money come from to make the study? If you know that, you will also know, or I should say, you will have a guideline for which kind of result the people who have paid for the study, which kind of result they might be interested in, right? So let's not be naive. That was my solutions on how to get a more united society and have less conflict among each other. Okay, let's move on to the next one. If you want to learn more tools and techniques and habits that can improve your life quality and performance and well-being overall, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you like tropical island holidays, visit fitcamp5.com for my 2-time TripAdvisor award-winning training camp, where we train fitness and action sports together while learning to live a healthy lifestyle and, maybe most importantly, have fun at the same time. And if you're really serious about improving yourself, you should definitely check out my full online courses, where I share step-by-step programs on how I develop my own routines over the last 12 years as a CEO, working in 4 different countries, while being a successful competitive athlete with more than 20 years of experience in fitness and nutrition. Check the link in the description for that. And in any case, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, be awesome, believe in yourself, and see you on the next one.